but that was pretty sick. Nice pistol shots to start off the round, lots of action. And it ended off with a bang too, Joel.
Really was following all the top teams in contention to get possibly the first place overall. Which any of the 4 teams that we mentioned previously with Max the Man, also the team MVP, along with WGS Arena and also Genji Gold. And if any of those 4 teams were to end today's games and first place overall on top of the standings, it would have been them going over Genji Black on that occasion to really secure their 500 advantage points. That will be absolutely huge going on to the grand finals of scenes. But we do have Genji Gold, who's been performing really, really well. We thought that 3rd round might be their fall-off, where we thought in the mid-game, when they were caught up against Enter's Force, just seeing them just go out early in this case, but somehow, in some ways, and like they have done all season long, seems like the side of Eska and also Loki pull off the magic once again and end up at 2nd place overall, which would be very, very padding to their rankings here.
Protour, they actually stayed alive for a decent amount of time, but then did go out in about 15th place, I believe. This was a very key fight. Genji Gold lost 2 members here to Entis Force, who wanted to eliminate them just so badly, but Genji Gold are so good at surviving in crazy situations like this that they couldn't take them out. Loki even got a kill onto Kale, and then later on, they struck back again.
Just unbelievable. Every time that Genji Gold pull off these magic, pulls off the rabbit out of the hat, and just feels like they pulled off the entire zoo out of this round 3, and just really incredible how they get it done every single time in different ways. It's not very routine in the way they get that done, and Loki, my goodness, it's just unbelievable. And just round 3 was just literally an unbelievable storyline for what Genji Gold needed, and really got that with the dramatic of plays they pulled out day in and day out once again in round 3 games.
I mean, Loki made a case for himself to be considered one of the top 5 players in Korea, I'd say, even just on this match. And I mean, that's hard to say, right? It must have been a crazy match. And guys, if you missed it, would definitely recommend watching it, because he nearly pulled it off. Nearly got the chicken himself after getting multiple kills. Eska unfortunately did go down there, but Loki was able to wait it out after getting 1 kill onto Mad Cow. Let the other teams fight it out here for a bit. And then he survived until the 2nd place.
And Loki had the absolute smiles on his face as he was watching this situation all by himself and saw that 2 teams were left remaining in this 2v1 scenario. They did wait it out until the very circle was going to be closing through, and finds Elka very, very easily. We thought they would have had it there, but Loki on the opposing end where the circle was closing down towards the side that's closer to Taemin was probably the difference maker there, as we saw him very smartly maneuvered into beating out Loki's. Was very nice. Credits go to Taemin.
Yeah, really good shooting there. You can see what he was able to do, just poke his head up and down, always had eyes on Taemin. Either way, guys, Genji Gold is going to stay at the top for now after round 3, because Kongda Red Dot didn't really have that great of a game. OPGG Hunters, after their chicken, though, are going to move up into 3rd place. 235
points above the 2nd place of Kongda Red Dot, who did have a little bit of an early exit when compared to their first 2 rounds, and OPG Hunters now in the contention to get 1st place overall. I feel like that will be the last team that we're really counting on to really beat out Genji Gold after this round 4 does come to a conclusion. It just means that Genji Gold has to be aware of Kongda Red and also OPG Hunters, thinking that those 2 teams might be the biggest rival that would take them away from getting that 500 advantage points.
Yeah. And down at the bottom here, you'll notice Max is still mad.
Last place.
They were one of the teams that were in contention. If they got the chicken, or rather not the chicken, but if they got 1st place today, they would have been in 1st place, actually, above anyone else, even Genji Black. So kind of unfortunate. They could not come up to the pressure, and neither could WGS Arena, who is currently in 12th.
MVP as well, just add that into the mix. Just talking about these teams, they have really good days after days, but when they can't do it every day, they're not the best teams in Korea. And we talked about that with WGS Arena. Max Stillman were top of that top 4 that we were talking about, having the equals of chances to get to the 1st place spot overall at the end of the regular season. But Claytor Signs once again, but Genji Gold. This is the reason why they have the fans around all the domestic of Korea and just really cheering out for these guys. They do have their appearances, of course. That's probably the biggest reason for all these female fanatics coming for this team, but really, their skills are no less, and they're no less than really praised upon for what Genji Gold has accomplished for the entire season. And even on the very last day, they look to be in tip-top fashion, and seems like they're going to be on the top as we conclude out the regular season with a Blum.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a position now where they're 235 points ahead of the second place team, which is Kongdu Red Dot. And I mean, as long as they get somewhat of a decent performance here, you know, even if they get like 11th place with 4 or 5 kills, they still might finish in first place. You know, you got to consider that Kongdu Red Dot needs to make up the difference between the points. So they would need to get a really good result and Genji to get a really bad result in order for them to actually take over that first place spot.
And I think you make a great point, Valdez, and it's talking about more up to Genji Gold to do bad rather than the teams below them to do really, really well. But I think we got to keep our eyes on Genji Gold in this last round.
For sure. So guys, let's see how it all comes to a close here. Round 4 of day 6 FPP on Erangel.
Ooh, this is flight path here.
Nice one.
it is a flight path, and it's very not appreciated by many, many teams up on the top of the map here. It's Zarki on the Quadro. Talking about Severny going to Maxwell. Maxwell's not really a big contention now, but we talked about the other teams. Active Stars Red going over to North Shores. Can be feeling very hard about themselves, but Entus Force still in contention. Of course, Kongdu Red Dot and the neighbors to Sosnovka Island in that military base. Gonna be feeling fine along with Genji Gold, current top place position. Gonna go over to Nova with no problems here.
Yeah. AST gonna be the first to jump out. They want to do those beach houses. They're just like, I don't want to be near any teams right now.
Wonder what's going through their head though. It's like AST, they've had very entertaining rounds. Of course, then Miramar dropping in Picado in round 1, getting eliminated, wiped out by Entus Force. And round 2, not returning to Picado, still doing bad in Miramar. Round 3, they go to Rojak to get just absolutely annihilated from their counterparts against OPGG Hunters. Round 4, they go over to West Coast, thinking that they would just want to have a fun game of PUBG. Well, I don't blame them for it, and it's going to still be about the top teams. Keep our eyes on them and see what they do. Do they exit early? Do they make it to the top? And well, Genji Gold will kind of finish up the story strong and by ending up in the top of the position here.
To add insult to injury, Gadol comes in, steals their car, and drives away. He's like, there's no other member of Danoa even close to him. He's just like, oh, thank you very much for the dossier. I'll see you on the other side.
I feel like the way the games were turning out today feels like AST versus the world. Everyone was against AST and see what they were doing, but I see the cheers coming from the crowd. This must mean something in terms of the circle. We get to see it, but we'll get to show you in just a second here.
Yeah.
We'll get to see also Elka having optimisms about his last match. OPG enters now on the rise here. Hope we get to another circle. I think that's more important than what Elka has to say.
Yeah. Looks like OPGG Hunters just heading towards Rojak. And this is the circle, guys.
Yep.
Pretty much right over the island. There is a chance, of course, that the second circle could be above the river. That's going to be the big tell of where exactly we'll have our finish, on what side of the bridge. And just imagine that the circle went onto the island. Well, then I'm sure Genji Gold would be ecstatic, and we would probably see them in first place, not just for today, but for the entirety of PWM.
Well, you know what that means, though? Kongdu Red Dot is still at Sosnovka Island on that military base, and they are very close second place, right behind Genji Gold there. And OPG Hunters, of course, they're going to have a hard time coming from all the way from Rojak to wherever the next circle lands up. But you talk about a possible military ending, Valdez, and that will mean that Genji Gold will probably never have to leave the island, and we'll just focus on the defensive priorities once we get to the mid game here.
I wonder if there's any viability in a strategy where Kongdu Red Dot, they know that Genji Gold went to Novo, right? I mean, it's no secret where these teams land. You just try to go over them and sabotage their chances. You're like, well, we need to get first. We just need to take out Genji Gold and do that. I mean, it's very risky, could pay off in dividends, because if you went on to win the entire game, I mean, they control the entire island from there. If you went on to win the entire game, that would just be fantastic. You would be able to get first place, and you would probably make it into the finals just straight away. So I don't think they would, because in order to make it to the finals, they need to get first place, and they don't want to take any risks, because if they just went over there and died in 8th or 19th place, then it's basically like you're just barely going to make it into the wild card.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's the right read on that, Valdez. I think instead of getting first place, you could end up in 19th place. That would probably drop you down to much, much further than you were at second place earlier in the game. Which means that instead of getting 500 points that you were looking for, you could have gotten 365, about that ranking point for that second place finish. But being that aggressive end and trying to be that risky factor, you could end up trying to get much less than that. I think you want to take the lesser, obviously, in trade of what you could possibly get if you just have a normal round of farming at the entire military base. No one's going to complain about that, but yeah, I think an early invasion into Nova will be just too risky for a mediocre reward they could get if they do wipe out the entire side of Genji Gold. It's going to be hard to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very against the meta, too. Yeah. Like, Genji Gold would never expect it. You don't even take a car over there. You, take it close, but then you walk over up on the hill over Novo, and you're like, hey, buddy, I'm going to take out one member and then run away. At least try to sabotage their chances, maybe not go all in. But either way, Edward, John Edward. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Trying to make it over the bridge there. Now Entis Force is moving in as a squad. But Kongdu Gillisu, they're going to take out 2 members already.
Kongdu Gillisu killing off the hopes of so many teams right now. Entis Force currently at the top of the position. There's around the top 5 area, and losing 2 members this early? This is going to be trouble then for the rest of the game here.
Look at what Entis Force does. They're like, okay, we give up. We're taking the boat, and we're leaving. No, thank you. We would not like to fight anymore.
Kongdu Gillisu, they're still looking for fights here as the gatekeeping duties. Maybe the elites at doing that. OPG Hunters, great games from these guys, and just a wonderful round 3. Where I feel like we talked about the storyline would have been better if Loki won at that 1v2, but all the credits goes to Taemin. He did play that very, very well. Took what teammates gave an out for him. Elka did go down first to Loki from Genji Gold, but Taemin looked at that situation, knew exactly how to play it after that, and got the chicken dinner for his team, which obviously no fans would not disappreciate for the fact that you just played a really good game and got the deserving chicken dinner. So OPG Hunters, all these stories aside, I want them to really see what they can do on this top of the level here.
Yeah, we are going to have finally Kongdu Gillisu making their way over the bridge, starting right above that western bridge to the island. That's their favorite place to sit down and farm and do all that good stuff. You mentioned KL coming in as the new member. He doesn't have any stats just yet. Also, Indigo before today had pretty bad stats, but then he had that excellent moment in round 2 where he was actually able to secure it for his team. Yak, the guy that kind of carries the team just a bit.
You talk about the clock being flipped upside down for Indigo. Not the best of season for him all throughout PWM Season 1, but his last day, he's been an absolute monster. Just savage in the way that he just destroyed out his opponent. Almost kind of putting punishment onto Genji Gold earlier in round 3, which I felt like could have been very dismal for the side of Genji Gold if they did lose out multiple members more than the 2 that they have suffered from. But in the end, Genji Gold still able to get that done and still get second place, and I feel very good. But on to Entis Force on a very good roll today.
So when I look at the map and I see all the teams rotating down onto the island, it makes me feel like nobody thinks that this is going to be an ending above the river. We'll see if they're correct. I mean, we've seen circles, secondary circles from this one go up to the northeast side and up towards Milta before. So a lot of teams are taking a risk. They're landing their boats, right? They're not going to be able to take it back into the water by doing it, and they're just saying, okay, we're just going to be on this side of the island, and if it goes back, then oh well. We'll just have to deal with it from there.
No, I think a lot of teams will be saying, oh well, after today's day.
Oh yeah.
Could have been a lot better season for a lot of teams, but still our focus always was on the top teams of the league, and all the congrats to them, because I think they deserved every piece of it. Talking about the Genji Gold and Genji Black, kind of the top 2, unrivaled by any team around the entire region of Korea, and it feels like that one organization is taking all the side of the buffet and just kind of boasting onto themselves, and really good season by both of these teams, and all the other teams, they're trying to become that close third-place team. We'll see if that really is true for the finals. That will happen, of course, next week. It was really important. I think the season has been really good for a lot of these teams now. Of course, we had the wild card next Wednesday, and the finals will be 2 weeks after today. And it's been a very exciting season, Valdez. And of course, we've been looking at the track of how the other teams have performed. And WGS, they've been performing like this, and that's going into the water.
I mean, he was with Kukadas above the river.
Does he have any item, though?
No, he doesn't. Kukadas got shot on the beach by, I'm not sure exactly which team, maybe Kongdu Gilisuit. And then the rest of them just had to get in the water and try to swim. And that's exactly what Lambu did. Lambutani went all the way swimming over to Novo. That's his strategy.
0 bandages, 0 first aid, 0 medkits.
He has no items at all.
No items whatsoever, not even a backpack.
Nothing. 0.
He has less items than me, and I'm not even playing PUBG.
Yeah. You have a backpack.
I do have a backpack.
You're ahead of that guy right now.
Mine's a level 1.5 backpack right there. They're much better than what he has.
I'm curious about the second circle. Like, are we actually going to see it just end on the military island?
I think it might be a military ending here. I think that's very much a possibility when the first circle opens up just like this. It'd be very, very far-fetched to say that this was going to be a mainland Aaron Gill ending after the first circle opened up like that. But, all the possibilities aside, anything can happen in PUBG. We've seen it happen before. And
we've seen crazier circles.
Let's not put this on the top of the list there. And so many things have happened in PUBG. Talked about insects of some sorts. Bugs of all that, sir. Everything was been there in the history of PUBG, but everything's good now. Just trying to see where that next circle lands is going to be the most important question.
Taking a look at some of the teams that are coming into the circle from very far away. MVP was up at Yasnaya, OPGG Hunters over towards Rojak. They're coming in now. Actostars Red and Quadro up from the top left. Actostars Red and Georgia Pole Quadro from Zarki. Maxwell VIP, of course, from Severny.
MVP just over-farming a little bit from Yasnaya. Feels like their contentions of trying to get first place is going to be over for the time being. Feels like the 4 teams we were talking about before this day began with WGS Arena, MVP. So Max still mad. And Genji Gold, it's kind of went to my expectation that all the other 3 teams, other than Genji Gold, will probably have a mixed day of results. And that was exactly what we're getting, because the other 3 teams have never really proven themselves on a consistent basis, whereas Genji Gold have done a lot better from that prospect. Next circle opens up here.
Yeah, looks like it will be a military base ending, as we kind of expected. All the teams just making it over the river as soon as possible, trying to get whatever compound they can. Right now, though, Genji Gold, they're sitting right over the bridge, and they're actually trying to gatekeep Max still mad right now. Going to take out Sonic to start.
Clear shots now as we see them getting that one knock. To remember, Max still mad. Sonic is probably not going to have another minute to live as we see Loki finish him off. And gatekeeping duty is very, very nice for Genji Gold as they pick some much more kills. That pads their ranking up on top. But I think mostly for Genji Gold now, it's not really about the kills anymore, just trying to get that first place. And however they do it, it's going to be important for them to get that done. Really be on the aggressive end, Genji Gold, for the entire day, maybe for the entire season. They never really had the win given to them. They always had to take it away from others. Really good season by these guys, and really congratulate them for it.
Okay, Afrika Freaks. Aries, they're going to be the first one to take an aggressive position. Kongdu Red Dot, of course, they have all of the loot from the entire military base. You don't want to fight them right now, and I think Afrika Freaks, they don't want to go through the fence either or up the hill into that very nice area. And so they're just going to try to go around it and get a spot here in the military base.
When your team can farm out the entirety of the military base and just come off strong, that just like looking at a spoiled kid, right? Getting exactly what he wanted, and it's about that kid being told that you're not spoiled enough. You need more items. That's what you get from military base with Kongdu Red Dot. Very much secure. There's that 4 times, just an understatement of what they have.
Pretty much anything you can ask for, all the pieces to your guns,
there you go.
Unlimited first aid kits and boosts. Lots of nice guns. I guarantee you someone there has a Kar 98.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but one of them does.
Maybe they're to the left for Kar 98 for something better.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's what you do when you're spoiled.
They might have found a crate, you know?
Woo!
Could have some crate guns. Wow, what? Look at that shooting.
Yoonggil?
So the couple of them were shooting at that guy. He was on a bike going as fast as possible.
Oh, my word.
And he was pretty far away, but they were still able to land those shots.
That lead shot was pinpoint there by Yoonggil, and seemed like he got the headshot there onto the bicycle. Trying to just mow through. Very nicely done. I told you that was a Kar 98 right there. It was right there on the military base.
Well, Danoa coming up on here. They're trying to fight now with Media Bridge Red, actually, trying to take control of this northwest compound. Libero, unfortunate position for him. They'll try to take him out with a grenade.
Definitely not the newest of stories we had.
Or three.
The day 6 of our PWM tournament here. AST probably dying out early in the game. Will probably happen again. Whoa, the Stars Red trying to find this sitting duck right here with Youngdao crashing his bike.
How does that even happen?
Oh, Quattro.
It was like he was trying to swerve in and out, trying to dodge the bullets, and wasn't looking in front of him at the car that was there. There was definitely a chance he was trying to look behind and see where they were being shot from, but hey, you got to keep your eyes on the road when you're driving, buddy.
I mean, he's been driving for a long time, coming all the way from Zarki, all the way down to the military base, just trying to grow to the bridge to get that done. But Youngdao was feeling a little bit drowsy there, gets the kill there. Phenom trying to go for more here as AST is not completely wiped out yet.
Yeah, AST in a pretty poor position. Phenom now, he might have his car blown up, and it's in an awkward spot right on the edge.
Oh!
There it is, Azran, he's got the angle. Gonna take out Phenom, taking some shots at Boise.
Gillickson not feeling that confident anymore as we see the other team joining in here with Luna Takai. Azran getting a clear shot onto the member of Kongdu Gillickson. Of course, the team we talked about, and just maybe doing a little bit better. I think that one of the team was Kongdu Gillickson, coming off a really bad weeks of plays, and week 3, they're trying to pick things back up. It's a little bit too late, though. Maybe just trying to get to the wild cards is their biggest goal on this perspective.
Well, you see Rocket Armor, at least Big San alone has moved forward. And I say alone in the most clear sense because he really has no one else from his team.
Look at this.
Sinon is alone in the bathroom. He's going to get that shot down, takes down Conan. Wasn't expecting that one, I guess.
And Kane goes down to DG98 as well. Oh my goodness, this play. Micro Uzi, wonderful to get that done, but man, WGS, they're playing the sneak plays. They're not trying to go in the aggressive end of things. Let's see if we can fix Air is trying to just hold their position there as well.
Yeah, they are in the circle, so no reason to really move too much for WGS. Like the play there. Magnanon finally trying to join up with his teammate, knew just how dangerous it was.
Big San, very good job of him there to get that early positioning. Make sure it is a bit clear on the pathing that he took to get to his position inside the circle. Gonna allow his other 2 players to get in from Rocket Armor.
So generally when we get circles like this, nobody wants to go over the east bridge. So we had pretty much everyone that was up, above the circle that was looting up there. They've all come in through the left bridge, even if it was a crazy rotation. Yep. So MVP still outside the blue, only now just coming in to the blue, and it took them quite a while.
And it's what it is, when you have the circle inside that bridge, you don't want to take that one because it will be heavily gate-kept. So Genjigo has been in that position for the longest of times, and you want to take that left bridge to get to your next location, which is going to be fine for all these teams, but late rotation, you have very little information as to where the other opponents might be within the circle, and most people are playing the edges right now, kind of on the western parts, and East is relatively more clear in that prospect, and let's see what the players make out of it, especially from the west, and how many teams are going to be colliding with each other. With still 19 teams remaining. We're going to see the kills come through in this mid-game.
Yeah, you mentioned 19 teams remaining. That's how many we started with, but we started with 76 players as well, and we've lost 14 of them already. Kind of funny how no squad has been killed, but a lot of them are sitting on, well, not a lot of them, but some of them are sitting on 3 members, 2 members. How's the circle? Right there in the middle. Fantastic for Gen G Gold.
Absolutely wonderful. Genji goal right there. If they've ever really deserved their circle, it was this one, because they have been getting circles away from them for the entire day here, for this day 6. But they've overcome it. Every time the circle was away from them, they knew somehow to maneuver around it to get to their next locations. And here they are given a circle for probably the first time for the entire day. And see what they do with it. It's going to be interesting as well.
AST versus Afrika Freaks Aries. You got 2 other members of Afrika Freaks out on the side, just trying to get some looks onto AST. Noongil did get knocked. Yukon will be able to res him, though. We got a fight over here. DG98 going to go down, as well as Sinon, who does get knocked. They're going to be able to easily pick up this kill.
WGS just trying to rush in that Wizard Tower, but it's not going to be finding the kills there. And ActiveStar's ready. We're very ready on the defensive end of things. We're wiping out so many members of WGS right now.
I don't know if you guys remember the Lambutan, the guy who swam all the way around to go to Novo. He's the only one left from WGS, and he looted whatever was left from Novo. He's now right behind Genji Gold all alone. He's playing the super sneaky snake strategy in this game.
See how far it can get, because I think WGS is kind of out of the contention in terms of getting first place overall. That's not going to be a possibility for them.
Ooh,
Indigo goes down.
And Yak trying to make this rotation here as well. He's running into ActiveStar's Indigo.
They're out?
Yep, they are out, as well as AST. It looks like they lose that fight up against Afrika Freaks Aries. So we lose our first 2 teams. AST going to be the first to go down.
Seems that OG and Entus Force back to their old form, going out almost last place. AST kind of saves them from that. Just felt like, Entus Force might have had a good day today, coming up very strong in the first few rounds, and even round 3 going very well for them, and just felt like it would do it again, but something they just never comes apart. And with Max of VIP trying to find a good media bridge.
Doing a bit of damage there to Jugang, but eventually does lose the fight, as he did not know that he was ahead of him. Bach is going to go down.
I guess Afrika Freaks Aries here as well. Media bridge not quite done yet.
Should be an easy kill there. Oh, not quite able to get the kill. And now actually Rosar, the only one left available from that team. Still alive for now. Wookie as well, the only one left from Quadro.
You're wondering why there's so many kills coming through in this specific circle. Is that, every team is playing the edge, and there's no team that's going to the middle of the center of the circle, where it's basically open land, just a little bit of hills to work with, but I feel like the teams are getting scared for the fact that this is the last round of the season before we get to the wild cards next Wednesday. Just means that everybody will be on the edge here, and we're going to see a lot of collision here. Next circle opens up here.
At Donawa, you talked about playing the edge. They're running into VIP, who was gatekeeping for so long.
Oh my goodness.
And there's not much they can do, right? They get 1 kill onto Maxwell VIP, but a lot of them do go down. It looks like they actually do take out VIP, but they're being shot from so many different areas that not looking too good for them.
So Matt going down as well. So Eska earlier trying to get that early positioning. Does get that little hut that will get the information over to the rest of their teammates, but we're still getting so many other teams. Lunatic Eye versus Maxo Matter trying to finish off this fight here.
Yeah, fighting for this tiny little compound on the edge of the military base. Hoonjin's waiting for it. This happens sometimes in FPP.
This is not even the inside of circle as well, so they just have to be careful for the fact that you can't waste too much time here.
MVP, I just saw on the kill feed, they lost about 4 members. I don't know if it was 3 or 4, but
MVP's gone.
Yeah, they're not on the screen anymore, so down they go. Lunatic High also meeting their fate, as Godman and Azran, the last to go down from them. Only 12 teams remain.
Feels like Kondak Gilson, everything about them has been really up to their point, but Genji Gold is going to be the only team left in contention to get that first place overall. Amidst the other 3 teams, it really doesn't matter to them at the point, and who's going to steal it away from them? Are we going to see the OPGG Hunters? Are we going to see Kongda Red Dawn? See if they can take it that way, because Kongda Red Dawn still has all 4 members remaining. OPGG Hunter still working with a couple of members. See if they can steal away from Genji Gold in this last round of the season. See if they can get that done.
Look at Lambutan.
There you go.
He's still alive somehow. A lot of teams just got eliminated, so hey, he even has 6 first aid kits somehow. Those are all left over from Genji Gold not looting them.
But
now he's in a lot of trouble.
He's
First aid kit's not going to help him there. and we lose WGS in 11th place.
And he didn't even have time to drop all the first aid kits for the person that killed him, but it's gonna be just WGS. We thought one HP.
0 HP.
One.
Joel.
1. Come on, Valdez.
Let's be real.
Come on, Valdez. That's 1 HP.
There was no. Oh, that just looks so silly.
Oh,
look at Magnan. He's outside the blue, but he has 18 bandages, 5 first aid kits, 10 energy drinks. He might be there for a long time.
I think I'll be using on the first aid kits more than anything else. It's not going to be a problem there, but it's going to be about the teams that we've been keeping our tracks on. Let's put our focus on those teams now, and Gen.G Gold split up 2-2 inside the circle. Also got OPG Hunters, 2 members with Breakneck and Mental still alive here, and Kong the Red Dot now inside the circle as well, with all 4 members on the bottom here as we see the minimap open up.
Ooh, circle all the way on the west side. A groan from the audience says that is just about the worst circle you could have gotten for Gen.G Gold, but they've navigated harder situations, as we did see in round number 3, so don't lose your hope yet if you're a Gen.G fan. But, of course, I mean, you do have Kong the Red Dot right behind them. And Kong the Red Dot still 4 members left remaining in this game. They certainly have a great chance to win this one, too.
Definitely does, and Kong the Red Dot, see if they can get that done with OPG Under still under close contention as well. Kong the Red Dot gets the chicken dinner right here. They will steal it away from Gen.G Gold to get the eventual first place. Could, but of course they call about Gen.G Gold has to get a low placement. They're already in 9th place minimum.
Yeah.
I wonder how that will affect their play here.
Ooh, Simpson trying to get those grenades down, but he gets sniped in the fight there against Kongju Gilly's suit, in fact. Hyper able to get the knock, but Loki takes out Boise.
Boise going down. Hyper still in the mix, though. And he can just stop the run here as we try to get the res up for Simpson here as we have Claytor go to get that done.
Yeah, Gen.G Gold, they win the fight, and they're going to take out Hyper, too.
Loki.
That's a couple of really important kills, too. As many points as you need. That's going to be the best, and Kongdu Red Dot, if they're smart, they should have a good idea that that's Gen.G Gold over there, because they saw the kill feed, they heard the shots, they saw the members go down, and they spotted them, so they're like, okay, that must be Gen.G Gold over there on the east side. And
they know they won't be coming from the west side because they started at Novo.
Yeah.
Kongdu Red Dot has good information, as you mentioned, Valdez. And see how that translates into the mindset of Kongdu Red Dot, how they maneuver their plays forward from this progression.
Well, they can certainly try to gatekeep here. You'll notice they're right on the edge, just trying to take it. They're also fighting with Actostar's Red right now. Gen.G Gold, he doesn't see him. This is FPP. He's going to see Star-Lord, though, and takes him out. Loki, this guy is a madman.
Absolute fire, but he does go down. See if he can survive here.
The caster curse strikes again. Right after I say he's going to get taken out. Claytor, though, is going to go down, too. We might see the end here for Gen.G Gold. They need to win this fight. Going to take out Iron Man. Hulk from the left side is going to take out Simpson. Eska has to be the hero.
Eska versus Hulk here. This is the end here. Could go down for Gen.G Gold.
He's going to go in pretty slow. I like this play. He's the only person left remaining. Still not very good for Gen.G Gold. He's going to go down in 7th place. And there you have it. Gen.G Gold, I mean, there's still a chance if Kongdu Red Dot, if they get first, they will, I believe. They have a fantastic chance, at least, if they get first, to knock out Gen.G Gold from the first place position.
It's very, very close. I don't want to do my rough mathematics in my head for now. I'm going to just wait for the results to come in, but you have to wait, first of all, that if Kongdu Red Dot doesn't get anything other than the first place, they probably will not beat out Gen.G Gold in that contention. So
yeah, for sure. I think you're exactly right, Joel. They would have to get first place, I believe.
Nothing else.
And, well, I mean, you take a look at the members that are left available. It's them or it's Actostar's Indigo, basically. Afrika Freaks Ares, they've got 2 members. They still have a chance. Everybody else is just waiting, trying not to die. And there you go. OPGG Hunter's going to go out in 6th.
One more team going out, and Afrika Freaks Ares, 2 members strong. Actostar's Indigo, 3 members. Kongdu Red Dot with the only team starting out from military base, ending at military base, and have a full squad to work with. And can they beat out Actus Indigo? That's going to be the biggest homework they have, because everybody else is going to be on a one-man squad mission here.
Mad Cow having a rough time with the DP, not able to land those shots. Daewee now coming right behind Indigo. He spots them.
And they help out here. I think it affects Ares. Get some kill. This is going to be very important for you.
Just lighten him up. Dewey, though, is going to go down.
Out. Actus Indigo's out.
Yeah, Actus Indigo does go down. Dewey, he's trying to run away from the blue on the left side.
Something that we have feared, Valdez. Is it going to happen? Is Kongdu Red Dog going to be able to get first place and get very close to getting that first place, stealing it away from Genji Gold?
At this point, they've got like 95% chance.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, we got the circle. Wookiee's in the bush. They don't see him, and he's right in the middle of the circle.
I think Fix Ares is out, and it's going to be 4 versus 1. There's no way they lose one. I think Kongdu Red Dog got this one.
Yeah, there's no way. And they're going to get so many kills on top of that, too. Wookiee in the bush.
Wookiee!
It's all up to Wookiee. Everybody's cheering him on in the studio.
Get up, lad, Wookiee. Get it done.
He's got grenades. This is not over, okay? It's pretty crazy, but they don't spot him.
Oh, Wookiee! Potato! He potatoes it! He potatoes it! Wookiee potatoed it!
Big time potato! Well, not much that he could have done there in that position. Trying to hide in the bush.
Wookiee!
And the Wookiee does not come through for the Genji fans, and Kongdu Red Dot gets first place. Now, after the 3rd round, Kongdu Red Dot had 1,160 points. Genji Gold had 1,395.
Uh-oh.
So I think based on that and all the extra kills that Kongdu Red Dot got, it's going to be close. But my prediction is that they got first. They stole it away.
Genji Gold will once again come second to Genji Black if your prediction comes true, Valdez. And wow. Genji Black has always been that one step above their sister team with Genji Gold. Talking about their Africa PUBG League finals when we had that Season 1 conclude in Genji Black coming up at first place, getting all that prize money. Genji Gold was coming very close to second, very close to them, and they were very not happy with that result. They were not happy getting second place, the silver medal of APL Finals. And they're here once again, looking like, after your prediction does come true, they will be fall behind once again to Genji Black.
Yeah, and the thing about this is that even if Kongdu Red Dot get first today, they're not going to get first themselves. You know, they might just make it into the finals themselves. That's about all they can get. They might not have to play that wild card match, which is a great thing. But as you're mentioning, it's more of the Genji versus Genji rivalry we kind of got going on. Oh my God, they actually showed that highlight.
That's the PM by the observers right there.
That low light, if you will, by Youngdal.
There you go, we see the kills there coming from Luntikai. I mean, this was important, right? I mean, we talked about Kongdu Red Dot.
It's the bait with the first aid kit. I've actually done this before.
Okay.
I play a thing where we have only revolvers and you hide in the bathroom with a stun grenade and you put a first aid kit as bait. He kind of did it there. It worked out. He got the kill.
WGS, if they can get chicken dinners like that from all the way from week 2, I wouldn't count on them to do well, and we got kind of the answer through the questions we were asking for. You know, WGS Arena and teams like Max Nomad, even MVP, are they the best teams in Korea just because they had really good week 2? But I feel like the answer did come out as no, because the consistent results haven't been coming about for those teams always in the middle of the tier, and just suddenly having one good day does not make them the best teams.
As we predicted, there was so much action towards the end as team after team got eliminated. There were like 18 teams left, 17 teams left, and then the 4th circle or 5th circle came in, and finally they started fighting. And that's when things just got crazy. Genji Gold, it looks like they actually had a chance here to win up against Actostar's Red, but they just could not come through.
To be honest, Valdez, I felt like today's matches were going to be all about that big 4 teams. The top 4 teams were going to be all in the equal contentions to get that first place over Genji Black, but it turned out to be mostly about Genji Gold versus the rest of the competition. And didn't think that Kongdu Red Dot would be that team they had to beat out to get that done, but Kongdu Red Dot really going back to the old form once again, just about months ago when they had their preseasons in OG and also the PWM, where they had really good results from those competitions, and now they're back at it again. If they can continue on this with, we're going to see the old Kongdu Red Dot, who has been very successful, seeing what they do.
Well, that was the end. Kongdu Red Dot, they end it in first. The chicken dinner, their second of the night. We don't see that a lot, right? They got the chicken dinner in the first one. They got 3rd place in the second one, and then chicken dinner for the 4th round. So I believe we are going to head over to the interview here, and I'll let you, Joel, do the translation.
You know, I want to, as much as I want to translate this interview, I just want to see who's on first place in the end, but I think we'll get an indication of that as we have concluded our final regular season match of PWM, and I'm going to just meet up with Carriot coming in from Gyeongdu and see what he feels about this games. And really you had to go to the finals and get first place overall. How do you feel right now? And I feel like we did get first place overall. With, I think we're really feeling really good right now heading into the finals directly. And of course, so you really want to avoid the wild card. I think the indication is that Gyeongdu Red Dot will get first place overall. But just continue on with the interview, and you have to go up against Genji Gold, a very, very strong team who has been so consistent. We thought it was an impossible feat that you guys couldn't accomplish, but right now, I just feel like, other than the pilot season that you guys have done so well in, season 1, you guys had really, really low kill points overall, and I feel like we thought that would have been the aggressive playstyle that was gone away from you guys' playstyle, but now you guys going with the smart key plays that have worked out for you guys. Just feel like we're just trying to avoid unnecessary fights and try to pick the fights that we can win, and try to go with the scrims where it never really worked well for all of us. And but I feel like this week's scrim was really good for us, and I feel like this week we had the good momentum to go in to today's tournaments, and I think we're just avoiding wildcard was the biggest relief for all of us, and we're feeling really happy about our situation right now. And just talking about that, really with Genji Gold really in the mix there, and WGS Arena is going to be in the mix as well, but I thought talk about that first place overall would have been tough. Did you expect that coming? It just Miramar matches went so well for us, and I felt like the third round, it was really disappointing in the way we exited relatively early there, and just feel like just talking about that 8th place and anything that could have done to really make that work out. We all had their hopes in, and that last circle opened up in round 4 to become a military-based ending, and just something that worked out for us, and we made the best out of it. And you talk about just all the determination and really the aggression that you guys showed towards going to the matches, and Miramar as well. Really, you guys were overall 2nd place after 3 rounds, and to get that 1st place and 2nd place, and that was a minimal difference between the 2 teams, and you guys and Genji Gold, you guys should have been worried, thinking about how you should approach round 4. Any special strategy that you guys came up with before you went to the last round? I mean, it wasn't really a different round, but we just hoped that Genji Gold would get a relatively low ranking. That was the only thing we were looking for, but 7th was not low enough. But that means we had to just make sure we had to get really the chicken dinner. There was no other option than that. But I think that really just our aggression and our belief in ourselves really allowed us to do that. Of course, it wasn't a big difference in the end, and Genji Gold really was accumulated points they have got so much of after 3 rounds, and just feel like anything could have happened if you guys didn't do well. But round 3, and they were 1st place, and you guys were 2nd place, and you did really have a lot of really nervousness creeping in when you're talking about having such a big round in round 4. Today is the last day, and we tried to make sure we survive was the biggest thing in our priorities. And when they were trying to fight with each other, we just leave them alone, try to make sure they get all the fighting done and try to lose all the members that they can. And we try to make sure we push at the very, very end, and we knew that one more person was left, and that gave us a clear go sign and to get the win in the end. Of course, a lot of teams that fight against each other helped you guys in the end in that last round. And really was a comeback win for you guys at Gyeongdu Red Dawn, doing so well. Just feels like the first overall finish, you can't really describe the happiness in words. And what did you guys probably feel along with the teammates after that game? Really go into we just told each other good job, and we just told each other that we had a tough road and tough journey, and we have so many more to go in. We got so many things left over to do, and a lot of objectives at hand, and we're just trying to get one done, and each time trying to get best results each time we come out to play. And the start wasn't great for Gyeongdu Red Dot, but the last day ended with them in a celebratory mode, and it seems like they have secured their direct ticket going over to the finals, and now you're finally in how will you approach the finals as you do get there in the 2 weeks later? You know, last season we were trying to get second place in the last season of PWM, but this season we're trying to just do all we can to make sure we get the championship in the end. And that was Curious coming in from Kongdu Red Dot. Does get the first place over the Genji Gold, who we thought would have been the favorites to get that day, but very nice job of these guys. And you know, see how you felt this about Kongdu Red Dot beating out Genji Gold in the end.
I'm just surprised, you know, that happened that way, right? Kongdu Red Dot, they played it extremely well in the 4th round. You know, exactly what he said in the interview as well, where he's like, well, we just didn't need to fight, right? We looted up military base. We just needed to sit there. They got some pretty fortunate circles as well, and they played it perfectly. So we're going to take a look at some of the points here.
I was kind of surprised that this was the first and the second, but that was WGS Arena and Team Quattro. 15 points of Rust. So me overreacting on the fake news is not the way to go.
Yeah, definitely fake news here. But we can mention, you know, Max Still Mad, Team MVP, and WGS Arena. Those were 3 of the other teams along with Genji Gold.
Oh, wow, that's really close. 45.
There you have it, 45 points. That's all it took. 280 wasn't enough for Genji Gold. If they survived, you know, for
one more ranking.
Well, it's probably like 3, I'd say, because the next team gets 290 and then 310. You know, it's pretty close in terms of the amount of points, but
with a couple more kills.
It's also the kills that come in as well. So, you know, a couple things go right for them. You know, maybe the circle goes on the right side instead of the left, and maybe they're in first place over Kongdu Red Dot. Gonna take a look at the stats today. Loki was the MVP of the night, no doubt. And Genji Gold on top with the most kills, at least.
Loki, Simpson, Claytor, and Eska were all the men of the night. I mean, they're such good players that we talked about in the beginning of the broadcast when we saw their stats. All 4 players being above average over their competition, showing that there's not really one player that you can always rely upon. As we get to the total ranking, Genji Gold has been on fire the entire season. I think that second place does not take anything away in terms of what they have accomplished already in the regular season.
So guys, this is the total updated rankings. From the bottom, our 3 knocked out teams, including WNV, which did leave the squad. We're just there, and up at the top, you'll see it, the 2 Genji teams so close. We mentioned it before, Genji Gold, they had to get first, and they only got second today, so they were just right behind Genji Black.
Once again, they're losers. Just below Genji Black. I think right now the mindset of Genji Gold is that they're not even caring about the other teams. They're not even caring about anybody else from entire PKL, whether it's OGN, Afrika, Spo TV, wherever they are. They're only worried about Genji Black. If they can defeat that one team, they will be the best team in Korea. But Genji Black has always been just one step, one toenail away.
Yeah.
Just from being the best team in the world, and I'm talking about world, but Korea, just Genji Black, they're still on the rise, but Genji Black has seemingly kind of been on the steady end. I think they're not really getting better than what they used to be, but I think Genji Gold is on the uprise now. I think with time, we might see them be above their sister team in no longer time as well.
Yeah, and with those standings that we did see, guys, I was looking right at the marker for the finals and the wild card, and I think it was Lunatic High or Lunatic High Flux. One of them was in 17th place. So sorry to you. And both of them do make it into the wild card, at least. But one of them was just 1 place away. You know, one better round could have gotten them into the finals, and they wouldn't have to play in this wild card, which, guys, by the way, only 4 teams from the wild card of these 20, I believe, that we do have here. Yeah,
it's 20.
Only 4 of them are going to make it into the finals to join the top 16 teams, and that's not great odds, Joel. You have to play really well next Wednesday.
Just meant that, you know, you had to play well through the regular season. This wildcard is also the last hope. It's the last resort for all these teams to see if they can make it to the finals.
Yeah, so Joel, was an awesome season 1, the 6 days we did, the 3 weeks. But we are going to see you guys next week on Wednesday. No Monday cast, just Wednesday, and then the next Wednesday for the wild card and the finals. We'll see you there.